A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Israel is playing a very important role in India's conflict with Pakistan that is happening already. Modi is the first Prime Minister of India who has visited Israel while being a Prime Minister.
It is my singular honor to be the first ever Prime Minister of India to undertake this groundbreaking visit to Israel.
Netanyahu also visited India in January 2018. Both of the sides are shaking hands with each other. Both of the sides are improving cooperation, and both of the sides are contributing to the business of hate, business of warmongering all over the world, and they are combined in their hate crimes against Muslims. Netanyahu is known for his hate crimes in Palestine and inhuman acts, destruction in Palestine, in Gaza and rest of the part of the occupied Palestine, and Modi is no less. We had already told in our sessions before that a secret meeting was held in White House, and this was revealed in a 16th February 2017 dream of Muhammad Qasim bin Abdul Karim, that a secret meeting took place in Washington, and in that meeting Modi, the Prime Minister of India, was requesting Donald Trump to make him his younger brother, and he endorsed his application, he endorsed his request by explaining to Trump how Modi was doing the same things in Indian occupied Kashmir like Netanyahu was doing in Palestine. Later on, the events started happening. India started using pellet guns in Kashmir, and India increased its atrocities across Kashmir, across Indian occupied Kashmir, and within other parts of India as well, and a hate campaign was started against the Muslims all over India. But recently, Independent UK is a popular newspaper over there. It has wrote a story. The story is by Robert Fisk, and the title goes, Israel is playing a big role in India's escalating conflict with Pakistan. This is also a known fact by now that India is the biggest market of Israel's arms, Israel's ammunition. And India has agreed to buy Israel's ammunition and arms worth of $1 billion every year. This is a huge market, and both of the countries have been cooperating, improving their cooperation for a couple of years now. Let me remind you the fact that Modi was a declared international terrorist, and his entry in the United States of America was banned. He was not allowed to visit United States of America right before becoming the Prime Minister. When he became the Prime Minister of India, he was then allowed to enter United States, and he was not only allowed but also invited to visit United States. And then they try to cover up his history of hate mongering, his history of violence and atrocities against Muslims that he did in early 2000s in Indian state of Gujarat, where thousands of Muslims were killed, burned alive, kids were killed, women were raped in a greatest ever conflicts of Muslims and Hindu within India. And later on, the Supreme Court of India accepted this fact that the government of Gujarat state was involved in that conflict, and the government was escalating that conflict. This international terrorist, Modi, is now the Prime Minister and is now backed by Israel, also proven by Robert Fisk's story in Independent that this is happening now. India's plan is to engage Pakistan for as long as they can, and eventually Pakistan's ammunition, Pakistan's army is powers Pakistan's armies, men, everything they plan to exhaust, and which they would succeed to some extent. And but then eventually Allah's help would come, and Islamic presidential system would come in Pakistan, and those Islamic presidential system, the people heading Pakistan would then be blessed with Allah's blessings, and all of the ammunition and tanks and jet fighters and everything would start coming out of nowhere, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have mercy on the Muslims of the East, and then India would not be able to move any further. The only way out of these conflicts and the coming scenarios is to avoid all forms of shirk, and you can avoid all forms of shirk only by seeking refuge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us a prayer for that. Let's recite that prayer and then we can call it a day. اللهم إني أعوذ بك أن أشرك بك شيئا وأنا أعلم وأستغفرك لما لا أعلم اللهم إني أعوذ بك أن أشرك بك شيئا وأنا أعلم وأستغفرك لما لا أعلم اللهم إني أعوذ بك أن أشرك بك شيئا وأنا أعلم وأستغفرك لما لا أعلم. There is no time to waste. We need to share these dreams and make our leaders, our leadership aware of that before it's too late. Jazakumullahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.